Animals are separate from our body and do not have a parasitic relationship with the person that they're inhabiting.
Parasitic, wow.
I would call it parasitic, yes. They drain
They
resources.
are a parasite.
Let me interrupt. So ChatGPT
It's Kristen's new favorite toy. She plays on it a lot.
is a parasite a different species? Yes, a parasite is typically a different species than the host. So when you're talking about a parasitic relationship, you're talking about a foreign body, of something foreign that's in your body. When you're talking about a child in the womb, is exactly where he or she is supposed to be. And in fact, the child in the womb tells itself how to develop. It's actually not the mother's body that develops the organ that sustains the child's life. It's the child telling the body how to develop an organ to sustain its own life. The other superhero thing is when we're pregnant, we actually have better immunity because our child is actually giving us extra immunity. So it's not actually a parasitic relationship.
I think it's very fascinating that we've gotten to a point in society that kids are able to call other kids, which are babies, parasites. By this video, only parasite I see are the people that's calling babies parasites, because that would mean you were a parasite at a point in time too. You know, when Roe versus Wade was overturned, there was a lot of backlash in regards to women's rights and why you should be able to, you know, have an abortion or not have an abortion, so on and so forth, which you are entitled to that. Every woman should be entitled to that, sure. Then you got to think about the conscience of that child that don't get the opportunity to live life. Now, I'm not here to have an argument on women having a right to that or not, but it gets to a point where we have some of the most educated people who are the dumbest in society. A baby is created by two people acting on something, intentional or unintentional. I'm not speaking on anything from a negative side. I'm speaking on it from a positive side. Intentional, unintentional. And if you chose to be an adult and act in that way for that of which you know the consequences of, then you're going to reap the consequences that you sown. So to call a child a parasite, meaning that that child can't survive without a host, but it would have to be from another species. A baby is still a human, which is of this species. So we have some of the most, or would be considered educated people. They dumb as hell. And they should not be able to speak on topics like this because it's ridiculous. I'm glad she got a chance to correct what they were trying to push and promote as being slander and a negative side of what a woman being pregnant actually is. Like, comment, and subscribe.